And one of the reasons why we dove on ArT versus Ledlix into the next round is because there is one lone non-Protoss. There's no Zergs, of course, no Zergs in the brackets, but there is one Terran, Nicoract, the one big notable Terran player here. So I did want to have at least a little bit of variety in today's broadcast to be able to follow and have some PvT, at least for a little bit longer. I'm hoping we can maybe have some PvTs to go further into the bracket, further into the tournament, but the pressure is on. As spawning in the top left hand corner of Persephone, we have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran representing the Platinum Heroes, the one non-Protoss hope in the brackets. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Persephone, we have the pink Polish Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ArT. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. I do apologize for not having predictions open for the previous matchup. I'm just a little bit frazzled jumping into the broadcast, into the series. But here predictions are open, so you can Gamba while you can. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. As we lead to our Terran versus Protoss. I also there in true. I do apologize, but a shout out to Bernie as well, to Bernie in the chat. Also a Terran player. Big shout out. I appreciate you, Pappy. I appreciate you. For sure. But here we go. Double gas open out of Nicoract, going for a more tech heavy start, going for a faster factory. Pro Scout from ArT does confirm. Is aware from here he should be going for a bit of a safer opener. If he had scouted a single gas, a Raxin to expand, then ArT would have the option to cut some corners to be a little bit more greedy, a little bit more economic instead. So ArT does turn back around. Factory is on the way. From here, we have a couple of options for Nicoract. He can go for a faster reactor into Reactor Reaper Hellion. He can go into a faster Tech Lab, into an add-on swap, into early Cyclone. He can go for a Tech Lab into, he can go Reactor Marine into Tech Lab, into add-on swap, into Banshee play, for example. And we'll see where we head as the reactor is on the way, and the first Reaper does move out. It is not uncommon for some Terran players to even skip their SCV Scout, to skip their Reaper Scout as well, to go Reactor Marine into a Hellion Scout instead. We can see Nicoract is playing safe, does go for the first Reaper, does dip into the main base, and will threaten the mineral line. Does poke in, does threaten. Nicoract will pull away, and is deflected by the Adept. It's going to be deflected. Just some safety shield batteries being thrown down. A shield battery in the main base, shield battery at the natural as well. So ArT is setting up. There's that 1-1-1 CC on the high ground from Nicoract. No crazy one base all in. And we do have the Reactor Marine production. No Hellion going for the mine into what should be a mine drop. Oh, only singular Widow Mine. Okay, interesting. Just the one Widow Mine. Starport's on the way. There's no Tech Lab on the factory. And the drop is coming. So Medevac is on the way. Now we're getting to our Tech Labs. We do have our initial Widow Mine. We have the Heli. We have a couple of Marines. Gonna be a bit of a kitchen sink of a drop, but has potential to get damage done. Ooh, as we're going to be going for the Tech Lab straight into add-on swap. Okay. So earlier Tech Lab on the starport. Here comes the initial drop. Back at home, we have a standard opener here, getting up to 3 gateways. So 3-gate blink out of ArT. Drop is coming in, is going to be intercepted. Nice catch. Doesn't get eyes on the medevac, but this will distract the hallucination, and behind this, Cloak Banshee. So again, we have the fast add-on swap into Cloak Banshee, and the hallucination is otherwise distracted. That is a concern. Drop behind the mineral line. Shield batteries on fire. Marshal goes off. Ooh, forcing friendly fire. And the medevac does go down. Nice pick up here from ArT. Doesn't pull away the workers, and they're being targeted down. They're being targeted down here. Nice target firing by Nicoract. Gets 7 probe kills. Ooh, that should not have happened. 7 workers go down. Again, he did target down the shield battery first, and every single individual probe. That is more damage than what should have happened. And again, ArT is yet to confirm what's going on behind this. I was putting a lot of emphasis earlier on the hallucination because it was chasing the medevac. The one plus side is it did bait out the mine shot. True. Did bait out the mine shot, did force some friendly fire. That did help in some way. We can see Nicoract is in position to deny the follow-up hallucination. Speaking of, hallucination does pivot towards the left-hand side. The Marines, they miss the hallucination. Assuming we... Oh, never mind. We go into the main. Marines, they will zone away. They will focus it down. Nice pick-off. And ArT, he's in the dark. He doesn't see. He doesn't see what's going on. Hallucination goes down. Does punish the Marines at least. But the Banshees, they will soon be upon us, as they've been banking up here in the main. Stalkers are down here. They focus on the tank. Not bad. Tank goes down. Nice damage. Nicoract, he's holding, but at a cost. And thankfully, back at home, ArT is playing safe. ArT is getting a third base, but also Robo. The Robo is done. The Observer has arrived. He has one Observer back at home. On the one hand, ArT, he hasn't really seen what's going on. He doesn't know what's going on, but he will have detection. As two Banshees, they sit up in the main. Two Banshees, they will one-shot workers. They can and they will. And 3, 4, 5 probe kills. Second Observer has arrived. Stalker's not quite in position. And Banshees, they will get away. They pull out. And what's scary is they can always get some more damage. Meanwhile, ArT coming in for the surround. Comes in from behind, chases down the Banshees. Not bad. We'll get one. Potentially even two. Oh, blinks on forward. And does take down both Banshees. Not bad. And as the dust settles here, I mean, we have had a bit of a back and forth trade. These are expensive losses here for Nicoract. On the one hand, yes, he kills how many? 13 probes. 13 workers go down. That is a lot of economic damage. At the same time, he lost 2 Banshees. He lost 1 tank. He lost Cloak. He lost a medevac. These trades, they haven't been for free. They have not been for free. Behind this, ArT establishing his third. Building up those Stalkers, maintaining map control. On Nicoract, likewise, working towards Stim, combat shields +1. Eventually, he will break out. Until then, he's stuck at home. As he attempts to move out, ArT is in position to delay the push. Tank does siege. ArT will take a tank shot to the face. Reinforcing pylon across the map as well. Storm is on the way for ArT. We'll work towards the splash damage. Meanwhile, he gets caught out. We'll bleed out 1, 2 Stalkers, 3 Stalkers even. Okay. Nice catch here from Nicoract, and he's just sending it across the map, getting almost another Stalker. Behind this, he only has the 2 tanks. He has a massive amount of Marine Marauder. He's got his upgrades. And Storm needs more time. Now, ArT's not ready for this at the same time, going for his Zealot counterattack. Building up those High Templar, charge. Storm, he still needs more time. And without Storm, there's not going to be a hold here. Extra sieging. Zealots go for the wraparound. Nice reaction from Nicoract, very nice. It pulls back in time, zones away those Zealots. Oh, makes up a Stalker. Does get one at the same time. Zealots, they do hit the mineral line though. SCVs are going down. Yeah, mining's being denied. Storm is complete. He's ready. Oh, doesn't go for it yet, but he has those storms. He's holding on to them. 7 SCVs across the map. Tanks are unsieged. And now is ArT's time. Nobody doesn't know it. And now diving forward. High Templar, they got targeted though. Uh-oh. Yeah, no storm. No storm whatsoever, and he's done it. Nicoract, he breaks on through, takes out the charge, takes out the Stalkers. 0 storms! Yeah, storms are not available, and with that, he breaks on through. Imagine 1 or 2 storms here with the army. That could have made the world of difference. GG, and Nicoract, he will take game number 1. He will take a lead in the series. Whew, GG. Oh my god. Again, clutch moves out of Nicoract, able to stim on forward, able to dive in and focus on those 2 High Templar just before the storm. I say just before. Storm was done. Storm was done. Storm was ready, but late reaction. Late reaction out of ArT. He was not able to storm in time. He was not able to pull back his High Templar or storm the army. And with that, GG. With that, GG, well played. Those are the only 2 High Templar he did have. And even though he successfully bought time for Storm to finish, couldn't make use of it. couldn't make use of it in the end. And Nicoract does take a lead, and we'll see if he can claim the series or if ArT can fight back and force the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. As we're getting into game number 2. And again, a very intense game here, and we could have seen a very different outcome if those High Templar had survived, if they were further back, if there wasn't that insane target firing out of Nicoract. Getting very close, very clutch. As game 2 is going to be on Pylon. Here we go. Just catching up. Sick target firing for sure, for sure. Sick target firing. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the pink Polish Protoss player. Pink Polish Protoss himself, representing the Platinum Heroes down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can force the ace match. It is ArT. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran for the Platinum Heroes in the series 1-0. It is Nicoract. Go. So we are setting up. And ideally, going to be following these players into the semis as well. Again, exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. So we have had a lot of updates, a lot of progression, as the initial round has already wrapped up. And we'll catch up on that after this series. We'll get there. Speaking of the series, I do hope that we can maybe embrace the ace match, get into a game 3, but welcome to Pylon. Pylon being a much more aggressive map here, winding it back and referring to Nicoract's style in that last game. These earlier pushes, these committed move-outs, these committed timings, they can hit even harder on Pylon. The rush distance spike ground is very short and very direct as well. Unlike on other maps, it can be much more difficult to maintain and to defend the third, just because of how open the base is and how short the rush distance is as well. So we'll see if ArT can keep up with the aggressive nature of Nicoract. As Nicoract, he is known for his TvP, I would say probably his strongest matchup nowadays. There was a time where he was renowned for his TvT, and he was a bit of a TvT sniper. That was a couple of years ago. Nowadays, I do definitely favor his Terran versus Protoss. You know, we casted him earlier this year, take down Max Packs, for example. He's taken maps off of Hero as well. Don't necessarily favor him on a regular basis against those players, but he's got it in him to spike up and to catch him out, to pop off. For sure. Meanwhile, economic starts. I glossed over it, but this time single gas opener, racks into CC on the low ground. Checking the vision of ArT. ArT was able to confirm. He was able to. Jeez. Yo, Caster Park, calm down. Calm down, Pat. Yeah. I don't often hear players use Caster Park. I think the only other that I've noticed is Migs. I know Migs does use Caster Park. Shout out to ArT as well, by the way. He did qualify for the Fusion Esports League Krakow main event. That's going to be happening, of course, in Poland. That's going to be in less than a week. Less than a week's time is going to be that tournament next weekend. Of course, spent some time in Korea a couple of years ago. I want to say like pre-COVID, like 2020, 2021. ArT was in South Korea when probe goes down. And I think ArT made a tweet after he qualified saying, "Oh, I'm going to be SOS's translator." Let's go. Also going to be competing in the event as well, of course. Rushing up in his Korean with Caster Park. Behind this, Blink is on the way, throwing down extra gateways. I did mention earlier in the last game how if he had seen a more economic start, he could cut some corners, and to be fair, he is. You can see here, no shield battery in the main base, no shield battery at the natural. He's still going for 3-gate Blink into a roadway before expansion, but he's cutting corners in other ways, just to be a little bit more efficient, just to set up into a more, again, efficient and stable mid-game. Nice overstepping. Catching out the Adept. Adept goes down. We have extra axes on the way. Opening up. Interesting. Only 2 helis, but he does have potential for drop play. Going for marine drops with heli and aggression towards the natural. Okay, let's go. There's going to be 3 helis in total alongside the 1 Reaper. Designed to get into mineral lines, designed to get economic damage. Meanwhile, the SimCity here, there is an opening. There is an opening towards that natural base, and we'll see if Nicoract can cause that distraction. Ideally, he wants to drag the army into the main. Medevac is making its way in. ArT moves out. Uh-oh. As he moves out, Nicoract is moving in. Does force a recall. And here comes a Hellion Reaper. Reading's causing that distraction, takes out one of the stalkers. It's going to be a one-way trip. Gets one stalker so far, and we hit a full wall. Very nice setup. ArT, okay. He does fully wall off. He defends the main, and he defends the natural. Ooh, that could have been so much worse. He did fully wall. He denies the Hellion Reaper. The downside to what just occurred, though, is the third base is delayed. So delayed third base out of ArT. ArT even going and teching into a bay on 2 bases. So it's taken all 4 gases, going for the bay as well, going for earlier Colossus into a much later third. Oh. Hello. That was interesting. As Hellions are hunted down. Ran into each other for a moment. Auto tried to harass into the main. ArT likewise making his way into the main base, but there's plenty waiting for him, plenty in position, backs off. As Nicoract, he does defend. Winding it back a little bit here, on the one hand, I will say that ArT had a stronger defense, of course, as he has maintained his economy. So far, a much better defense than last game. A stronger defense out of ArT. Likewise, has been playing very safe going into his Colossus production very early as well. And we'll see how Nicoract will approach this. Do you see what I see? I see 2 more Raxes. That is a 4th and 5th Rax here for Nicoract. That isn't confirmation of a 2-base all-in, but it is a sign of things to come. Especially if he does not get add-ons. Yeah, no add-ons. So he could pull the boys with this. He has the option to pull the boys. He does have this 5-Rax setup. We'll see how committed he's going to be. Still waiting for +1. Nicoract does stim. We're just diving on the Prism. He goes for another stim. The Prism is going to go down. Massive pickup. And checking his vision here, he did not see the bay. He did see some of the gases. He's aware of the later expansion, so he should be somewhat aware of the Colossus. There we go. There's a salvage. There's a move out. And Nicoract, okay, he's getting add-ons. So he's not going all in. He's not going all in. He's getting add-ons. He's working on a second eBay. Armory's on the way. He scans, he sees the Colossus, and he wants none of it. He backs off. So Nicoract, he respects the Colossus. He respects the defensive position. Instead, 3rd CC on location. So the game will progress. The game will progress here. Nicoract going for the double drop into the main. It's up to ArT here to keep up. There's a drop hit spotted. ArT coming in from behind, going for the Medivacs. Oh! And so far he does get one. One full Medivac goes down. Nice pickup. Takes down the Medivac at the same time, going for the Colossus. But there's plenty here in position. The Zealots, the Sentries as well. Nice force fields. Just being a buffer here for the Colossus. Shield battery is done, and the tank does go down. And this is why I'm concerned for Nicoract. Up until this point, he was looking fine. He was getting his third base. ArT didn't have the greatest economic lead either, but he's losing supply. He's throwing away a lot here. Lost a full medevac on the left. He lost a full medevac on the right. And what did he achieve for it? What did he get for it? Not much. He lost a medevac, 13 marines, a tank, 3 marauders for a handful of zealots and 2 sentries. Not the damage he was hoping for. Another fuck. Oh god. Another medevac goes down. Auto turrets are popping off, okay. Oh no! Ah, the Raven goes down as well. That means there's nothing keeping any supply pin back at home. There's no Raven to harass the mineral lines, to threaten the mineral lines. And ArT is looking that much more secure. Now he's still taking up. He's establishing his 4th base. Storm is on the way, getting to 1-1 upgrades. Needs a little bit of time for all that to kick in. But not a bad position at all here for ArT. Just waiting for that storm, of course. Meanwhile, Nicoract, he does have that supply lead. He's actually working towards the 2nd starport. Into quadruple Viking production. Okay, let's go. Likewise, he's also working towards Ghost as well. The Ghost Academy is done. No Ghosts yet, but they're going to be on the horizon. As the Academy is complete. And this is still a very robust army. Nicoract, as he snipes the War Prism. Prism goes down. Prism's being rebuilt. Nicoract, he still has momentum, he still has a larger army. He has taken some losses, that is true. But we were emphasizing how late the 3rd base was and how the economy just has been lackluster for ArT so far. That continues here as well. ArT just now saturates his 4th. Both are building up. Storm is ready for the Protoss. Oh, diving up into the concave. This I'm not so sure about. Yeah, Vikings are going to town. A couple of storms do connect, and oh my god, the storms are popping up. And he sends in the storms. Does send in the storms, but he can tank it. He can tank it regardless. Stims on forward, chasing down the Colossus. And despite how amazing the storms were, Nicoract, he will overwhelm. He'll overwhelm the army. And again, that was not the fight to take. That was crazy seeing ArT blink up into the concave. That was ay ay ay. And with that, Colossus count gets reset. And Nicoract maintains that supply lead. Wait, that was a patience blink. That was oh my god, that was insane. Patience, calm down. Here, Nicoract claiming his 4th base. At this point, ArT should have a 5th. In this matchup, ideally, the Protoss wants to be up in expansion. They want to be up a base to make up for mules, to make up for the economy, the efficiency of the Terran army. ArT just now getting a 5th after the 4th base is getting established. So late 5th base here for ArT. Nicoract, he maintains his economic lead, and he should be the first to max. Likewise, Vikings that were preserved after the first fight. EMP coming in as well. And we'll see if we can find those ghosts. Sorry, there's High Templar. Nice EMP. It does get 2. There's 1 storm left. Storm goes off on the Vikings. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Nicoract, he's done it. He lands the Vikings. Takes down the High Templar. Chargers are coming from behind. But there's only Zealots left. It's only Charge lots at this point. Zealots are trading well for themselves. They're being very efficient. Despite that, Nicoract, he kites back. Does clean up all the Zealots, and there's nothing left here. There's no High Templar, there's no Storm, there's no Colossus, there is no nothing. 1 Colossus now, waddling in. Okay. Vikings, they lift. And GG gets called. Nicoract, he will break the 4th base, he will overwhelm, and Nicoract, he will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played, congratulations, as Nicoract, he will claim the series. Again, a very intense, very aggressive play from Nicoract. I was a little bit concerned that he was losing a little bit too much when it came to his drop play, but he was far enough ahead economically where he could afford those losses, where he still had a lead, he's still overwhelmed. ArT, he was catching up, he was recovering when it came to his own 4th base, when it came to his first move out. I don't think he had to push, I don't think he had to fight, but he went for it. He saw a potential opening, he blinked up the ramp, and that was not the fight to go for. Again, Nicoract, he was ready for it. Again, he had his concave, he had his Vikings, he had his ghosts, he was ready for the fight. He was able to dominate it, resetting the Colossus count. Likewise, trading well against the Stalker Gateway army. GG, well played. Even before that, it was a bit of a rockier road for ArT. But we are going to be heading over to the Americas server as we have some updates. Let's go. Exclamation mark be in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. Let's catch up on the brackets, figure out where we are and where we are headed.